anything. Just got to save my ride. There we go. All right. That's enough of that. Let's... Whoa, wrong screen. Hi. Hi. I've got something in my eye, too. All right. Welcome back. One of these days, I swear I'm going to fix this. I have things to put over there. Whoa, what do we do? Nah, that's not going to help any. So I swear I'm going to put some stuff over there, and it's going to look different. But for now, welcome back. Pillars of Eternity. We are doing the DLC, the White March, I think is what it's called, DLC content right now. That's our goal tonight, is to work through the first chapter of that DLC content. And then once we finish that, we'll jump over into the second chapter, and then we'll go into the final chapter of the game. I've got lots and lots of water here to get through. We're just gonna take it slow, get started, jump in, get moving, and just keep going until the end. It's all you can do. What else are you supposed to do? It's gonna be a night where I hydrate a lot. I hope that doesn't force anybody to leave. That said, all this means nothing. Let's play some video games. All right, some of the people you meet and fight in the world can be taken prisoner and held in... I haven't figured out how to do that, actually. I have a prison at my stronghold. Haven't figured out how to hold anyone as a prisoner. Oh, man. Jumping for... I wasn't intending... When I left, I wasn't intending to do 26 miles today. My goal was to do like 22. Just so that I could say I'd done a little bit longer than the last time. And then I got out there and I kind of got into a place where I really didn't have a whole lot of choice. So I just did it. I did it. That was my whole July goal, was to hit 26.4. Anyway, here we are in the White March. We've got our little group hanging out. I have to be able to hear because I don't know what's going on if I can't. I won't know when people are talking and when I'm supposed to read. So, let's go. What are we doing? We're not doing Assassin at Large. We're doing Durgan's Battery. Speak with Renengild in her house. Where is Renengild's house? Right there. You'll have to talk to Renengild. I'm just the messenger. Fair enough. You see a middle-aged woman and a younger man locked in an argument. Both wear clothes streaked with blood and dirt. The young man turns to the woman, a fresh cut visible below his eye. He must have just been in the fight with the giants.
They've destroyed the stockade, Mother.
It's what?
Enough. They're gone.
She holds up a hand, which is missing the final joint of the ring finger. But it's her voice, sharp and steely, that silences the young man. As he glowers at his toes, she turns to you with dark circles under her eyes and a smile pulled taut across her thin lips. Raven, good evening! How are you doing? How was your stream? I saw you went live right about the time that I left on my ride. Oh man, I am hurting.
The deliverer of Cadnua. Thank you for making the journey. Abidan knows it's a long one.
Loving the story so far? Good! I will have to catch the VOD. Oh man. I may have, here in just a few minutes, I may have to take a quick break and go take some ibuprofen or something. Doing a great job of giving you breadcrumbs to keep you interested. I keep hearing a lot of mixed things, so. Okay. Man, it's literally 8:59 my time. I walked through my door. So I've been home for a very short amount of time. She shoots the young man a brief but stirring glare. He pulls a knife from his belt and an apple from his pocket and sets to work. There's a job that needs doing. That's what I'm here for. It's an honor to be called here. Charming place like this. I can't imagine why you don't see more visitors. It is no trouble. I'm here to help however I can. That's us.
Perhaps you can help us find something.
Oh, what do you need? She folds the page in her hand with a quick and merciless pinch.
Stalwart isn't much more than a grease stain on a map. What roads we've got in the White March are basically tracks in the snow. And for every trader or adventurer that comes through, 3 of our own leave for good. But it weren't always so. There was a time.
Skeleton, good evening. You're on time. I'm barely on time.
When the White March was the envy.
How's your night going? Her eyes shine, and for an instant she looks like a much younger woman. Something to aspire to, then. You have the evidence that can be done? What does this have to do with me? That's all in the past. What an era that must have been for the White March.
The Kargren dwarves transformed the White March once. We could bring some of that greatness back to Stalwart. But we need the White Forge.
I've never heard of the White Forge.
Been over 200 years since anyone's felt so much as a summery breeze near it.
She smooths the creased map.
I'm hoping you can do something about that.
She ignores the young man who shakes his head at the crackling logs. Me, work a forge? I've never... how so? How so?
We've been trying to breach Durgan's battery for over a year now. Problem is, the other expeditions can't so much as dent the front door.
She rubs at her fatigue-shadowed eyes. Tell me about these other expeditions.
A dozen different groups have come through at our request, and several more besides. Been hoping that one of them could clear the way through Durgan's battery. But young or old, green or seasoned, it don't seem to matter. They cast their spells, chisel at the door, and search the grounds until they've worn new treads into the old stone.
Well, that's because you're not as cool as I am.
The lucky ones eventually go home. Plenty more find themselves on the wrong side of a blizzard, or an ogre raiding party.
And why the sudden interest in the White Forge?
Or we were until the Adirans pulled out and left us with a half-dug mineshaft and something resembling an inn.
She thumps the sturdy wooden wall with her fist.
Since then, it's been a steady decline. You've seen the roads. Isn't much we can produce that the Valians can't ship cheaper. But the White Forge... well, if we could fire it up again and start producing Durgan steel, or something close to it, wouldn't matter if we're in the White March or the Living Lands. Business would come.
It's a heck of a forge. She folds her arms and gives you a stiff nod. The young man says nothing. He tosses a sliver of the apple peel into the fireplace. And that's why you need my help.
Short of it. We're laborers and fisherfolk, not adventurers.
I'm an adventurer.
Durgan steel could put Stalwart on the map again. Open up the mines, bring in new business. We just need the White Forge.
Yep, she thumps the desk with her hand. Why is Durgan steel so special?
You can shave stone with it, cleave cast iron in two, and the stuff's as rare as it is remarkable.
Wow. I would like to have a sword made out of that, or maybe I wouldn't. I'd probably just drop it and then try to catch it and cut my arm off. In her enthusiasm, Renengild shifts on the balls of her feet. She props one bent arm on the other, pointing distractedly toward the eaves of the house. Do love some quality iron. That's some high quality steel there. There's a YouTube channel I've been watching a bit lately. He's a fireman and a paramedic, and he tells stories of his encounters, playing all the characters himself. That's awesome. That's cool. I don't know if it'll let you link it on here, but you could try. If it won't, you should put the channel name over in the Discord at least. If you had a suit of armor made out of that, bet people'd get tired of trying to stab you after a while and just give up.
If we could make something even half as good, we'd have a market at our doorstep and work enough for all of Stalwart.
For a split second, her gaze flickers to Uldric. How's it no one's gotten into Durgan's battery yet?
Where should I start? Ogres, blizzards, or sheer damned inaccessibility?
She ticks the items off on her
It ain't
fingers.
for lack of trying, I'll tell you that much. Got untold riches in Durgan steel lying just
You've seen it
inside.
too. Recently saw a
never
short
mind the White
titled
Forge itself.
CPR is like a lot of other things in life. If you're not sure, go deeper. Whoa. So is this somebody I should have heard of? It sounds like 2 for 2 people in the stream have heard of this person, and I have not, and that makes me sad.
The Adirans who first settled Stalwart tried to crack it. So did the Valians, and every other cocky adventurer with more metal than sense.
She folds her arms, shaking her head at a pitted
But the
floorboard.
place has a funny way of sealing itself up. Front door stays shut. The tower entrances are clogged with rubble. And it's been impossible to blast away in.
The algorithm's been kind. Good. Yeah, that's fortunate for him. How is your switchover going? I haven't asked. How's your switchover going between YouTube and Kick?
It don't bear dwelling on. There's too many superstitions about that place as it is.
Slow. I get it. I haven't felt a huge difference. I kind of like the format. I like being able to, keep my stuff on the channel and those kind of things. And I've gotten pretty good at decent amount of watch hours. But I haven't grown too large yet. Hard when you're small, people don't stick around so much if you're quiet, but it's hard to be chatty with an empty chat. I get that. See, here's the thing. Here's where I feel like I have a really good advantage is I talk to myself all the time. I just did 26.5 miles of bike riding where I had a really good conversation with myself for 2/3 of it. And then the other half, I just cursed myself out because I'm stupid enough to try to ride 26 miles. Think you shrank a lot this year, actually? Oh, in ways, yes.
Killed each other off. Or so the old books say.
He glares at Renengild through hooded eyes.
Plenty of tales to go around, but none of them open the battery. And the
Matt, I
last
hope you're
thing
having a good
people
night.
need is another reason to
None of the
fear
artists?
place.
Your butt? I don't know. Just cut it. Oh, boy. No, I hope you're having a good night also. Kith do enjoy their ghost stories, though the Glenfothans take theirs very seriously.
Whatever it was, the other Pargrin dwarven settlements in the White March, Bone Picker, the Hawk, and the rest, emptied out not long after, moved to gentler, greener lands.
A 4th grader worth? Yeah, basically.
Had the right idea, if you ask me.
I don't see why you need the white. What makes the White Forge so
Finally,
special?
someone talking sense.
He raises his knife and half-peeled apple to the fire in a dramatic gesture of exasperation.
Durgan steel wasn't just good. It was some of the best. We need the best if we're going to keep Stalwart alive.
I'm not sure it's the forge that makes the steel, right? You have to have something good to make good steel out of. You have to have good ore to make good steel. Although it's got to be magical, right? It's got to be magical. It's got to be a magical forge if it can make steel capable of cutting cast iron. That's good steel. See? Steel comes from a foundry. You don't make steel in a forge. There you go. You have to be a magical forge to make steel at all. You can shape steel. You shape steel at a forge. So yes, you do have to have a good forge to make a good weapon. Oh man, I am hurting.
I've seen the White Forge, but the old stories tell that it was powerful, glowed white hot, and gave off a steady, even heat, unlike any other furnace. Let better
There's
say
really
folk
just a
doesn't
dragon
know how
underneath
things
it.
built. I just want to see it put to use.
And what about the Pargrin
Pargrin's a word in
dwarves?
their language. Means traveler. They've been wanderers for generations, but I couldn't tell you much more.
All right, that brings us to about out of
The valley's
questions.
up the mountain to the north. A good hike away.
She jerks her head in the direction of the slope behind the
Near
house.
Galvino's place, huh?
Uldrich says it in a breezy tone, but Renengild falls suddenly silent, consternation hardening the lines of her face. He smiles and draws his knife across the apple again.
So it is. Though I was going to suggest dealing with that ogre camp before anything.
Common mistake in all, basically, yes. The White Foundry sounds cooler anyway. The Pale Foundry. That sounds like you're making bone weapons to me. Who's Galvino?
Mestre Galvino, as the old
Mestre
lives
Galvino!
by himself and keeps the wilder and beasts at bay through sheer foulness of his temper.
That's a fun name to say. Galvino.
She means to say he's a skilled
Pale
smith and
ale.
animancer who's lived in the shadow of Durgan's battery for over a decade.
I'd say that's worth mentioning. Sagani folds her
And
arms.
he butters his bread on both sides and fits his left shoe before his right. But that's neither here nor there.
What does it matter which shoe you put on first? You seem flustered all of a sudden. Did he do something to anger you?
Me and the rest of the town. He knows better than to linger at our gates.
What happened with Galvino?
Old lunatic finally went too far. And we sent word to the Valiant Academies. I don't like speaking on it, but if you want to get his guff, just remind him that we gave him the boot.
I can do
Ain't
that.
nobody here fond of the man, but he's a clever hand and a quick study. It's a fool who thinks he stayed so close to the battery without figuring something about it.
He probably
Says
knows
looks for the
exactly how
last
to get
one.
in.
And we haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. Maybe they didn't run afoul of Baragon's ogres after all.
Oh boy. Oh boy, it's gonna get bad tonight, isn't it? Uldrich shrugs and turns back to the
Just watch
fire.
your step. Galvino's place is a ways east of the battery, and folk who pass it bring unsettling tales.
Alright, what about the
Belongs to
ogre camp?
flames that whisper. Made
That's a
for
heck of a
Baragon's
name.
Clan. Hunters tell me they've been active of late.
Hunting elk and otherwise minding their own damn business.
He pops an apple wedge into his mouth and chews it
Minding
aggressively.
their own business. Never mind the latest expedition's disappearance or the broken stockade.
She pinches the bridge of her nose,
I'm
squinting.
saying we shouldn't agitate him further.
Alright. What does the matron have to do with
The
anything?
brawl outside was just the latest patch of trouble. The ogre clans are getting bolder, and we'll all sleep easier knowing they aren't circling our walls.
This is the DLC Squig. Good evening, by the way. So we're in the first of 2 DLCs before we hit Chapter 3.
Also, Baragons like to have whatever the last expedition found. Rumor has it they disappeared near her turf.
She crosses her arms and looks over to
Killing
Uldrich.
a matron will only make our problems worse. The way to approach Baragon is with your hands held high.
If anyone could parlay with an ogre. I
Evidently,
suppose
this
it'd be you.
DLC is low level.
But they aren't
When I
known
got
for
here,
their
it said,
patience
your
with
party is considered high level for this DLC.
Good. Before you leave town, stop by the Graves Rest. Most visitors to Stalwart spend some time there, so Hafric and his patrons may be able to give you the lay of the land.
All right, we need to go to Graves Rest. Don't know about you, but I'm parched all of a sudden.
What's on your mind?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Find Galvino's hut. But first, let's go to Graves Rest. If it ever loads. Ooh, and find Baragon in the ice caves.
Don't see them.
All right, while that's loading, I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to go take some ibuprofen, and I will be right back. It won't take me more than just a minute or so. Thank you guys for hanging in there. Not gonna lie, I almost didn't make it up the stairs. I'm taking too long. I'm so sorry. Let's hope that kicks in quick. Okay. My recommendation, don't take up long distance bike riding. Oh, Squig, I'm fine. I'm just stupid.
If it's okay, I'm gonna wait by that fire there while you
Whoa.
do that thing with the battery.
Okay. I was really dumb and I did a 26.5 mile bike ride right before the stream started. And my legs are hurting really badly from it. And when I say right before, I mean at 8:59 my time is when I pulled into the garage.
Thought I'd found shelter when I stumbled across this little village. Guessing you did too, huh?
Fira raises a frosty mug to you, even though the warmth of the hearth reaches you here. Her hands are wrapped in werewool, and her ears muffled by a hat. Her face has the taut, wind-beaten look of someone who's recently come from the road.
As much blood as there was in the streets.
They probably will, and it was really stupid. It was a stupid, bad choice. Athletic fool, right. Right. Athletic. I've never been called athletic a day in my life. She takes a drink. As she tilts her head back, you see a bruise purpling her jaw and the crimson bloom of scraped knuckles.
Thought all the whispers about Durgan's battery were just village superstition. And maybe they are. But I might have been on my guard if I'd listened. I was part of an expedition, hunting for...
Oh, there we go.
Durgan's
Now we know.
battery. Picked up a good haul, too.
She takes a slow swallow of her beer.
So it figures that's when the winds pick up and the sky starts...
At least for a day. I'll take it.
Meanwhile, something else found us. Took Liam out before we even realized we were surrounded. And then we see him coming out of the snow. These little four-armed wilder. Lagufoth, they're called.
She shakes her head, staring at the embers in the fire pit. The thing that I think a lot of people don't understand much about, like a 26-mile bike ride, right? That's just over 2 hours of riding. It's really not that much. It feels long. And I rode hard. It was, half uphill, half downhill. So that's why I'm hurting. But if it were flat, 26 miles isn't that much. Been trying to find when Larian will allow pre-launch download or install. Haven't found anything yet. Need about a day if we have to reinstall. Ooh. Yeah, having to reinstall would... I wish they could just patch it up. Patch it up. It's probably better to do a reinstall anyway.
Quick little bastards. Francesca and I held them off as long as we could, but when they filled her full of darts, I turned tail and ran. Found my way here and thanked my luck for escaping the Lagufoth. Then come to find out that this town's got an ogre problem.
Well, at least you made it.
Wish I could say the same for Francesca and Liam. Wish I could have taken her finds with me, too. I need to get those artifacts. Not that I'm in any shape to go after them myself.
Oh, here we go. We're getting
Can't
another
afford to
mission.
return to Defiance Bay without something to show for my expedition.
Apprehension creeps into her expression. She stares into her mug, swirling its contents.
So you've got your own expedition to the battery, don't you?
I
While
do!
you're out there, maybe you could look for my goods. Whatever's left of them.
She looks up from her mug, hopefully.
I'll give you a cut for anything you bring back, of course. I ain't asking for charity. I just can't afford to go home empty-handed.
She brushes her nails along the side of her mug as that anxious look returns. Tell me what you're looking
Like
for.
I said, we were treasure hunting near Durgan's battery when we were ambushed. What else do you want to know?
What are the items you want me to get for you? Examine her teeth. As Fira talks, you notice that her teeth and gums are stained with dark spots. Okay, where can I
What's
find
left of
your...
it
I don't know what that
Durgan's
dark spots
battery.
thing means.
If you stumble across the Lagufoth, you'll know you're close.
Also doesn't help that you called it 26 miles instead of a 2-hour bike ride. Well, yeah, true. grew up in Colorado for a good portion. Back then, I did 3 to 4 hour bike rides. It was a very, right? 3 to 4 hours. Sheesh. Might take up bike riding again. California was unfriendly to biking, and Arizona is very unfriendly to biking. I'm very lucky because I live on a bike trail. Like there's a long greenway trail within half a mile of my house. So getting onto that trail makes it really easy. I have been hit twice. 3 times? 3 times. I've been hit 3 times on the streets in Springfield on my bike. So I try to avoid them as much as possible.
Just that it's been locked up tight for 200 years on account of those dwarves having a row. Which means that any trinkets from inside fetch a nice price. Sorry, I'm more of a businesswoman than a historian.
I heard her southern accent was coming out there for a second.
We took out several loans to pay for our trip out here. I'm gonna have trouble if I don't pay
Okay.
them back. Who? No, that would have been somebody else. We didn't meet with Renengild, or anyone else in town for that matter. We were operating on our own.
All right, travel up the mountain toward Durgan's Battery. Gotcha. Okay, we're looking for other people that we might need to talk to in here. Berthwin. Can't ride here, can't ride there, can't ride on sidewalks. Makes it... Technically, you can get a ticket here for riding on sidewalks. I have been pulled over for riding on the sidewalk here. I was not given a ticket, but they did inform me that they could. The sidewalks are meant for pedestrian traffic only. Here you can also, if we have a few bike lanes, there are very few. You can also get a ticket for walking in a bike lane. Was not aware of that until recently. I was the one who did it, but when Delson gets here, ask him about the time somebody tried to give him a ticket for walking in the bike lane. Used to play a game like this in Masuk. Good fun until someone loses a finger. Once, Andred, you won once. What are you playing? Orland's Head. Andrew grins sheepishly. That's what they call it anyhow. Smooth. You pick a target, see? Nose or ears? Nose is worth more. We've got 2 ears to work with. You get less points the further out from the target you get. So for the mouth and eyes, no point if you... What? Are they throwing knives at it? Yeah, okay. I missed that part. Fancy a game? 3 throws each, and whoever gets the most points by the end of it wins the wager. I'll put down 50 pans if you will. Okay. It's a little tasteless. Andred pull... Oh, they're throwing it at guys that look like Smeech. Pulls the throwing knife from his belt, turning it over in his hands. Wagers 50 pans, you in? 50p. I've only lost 50 copper. Why is 50 pans and 50 copper? I don't know. Andrew aims carefully and throws his blade. The knife hits the nose, scoring 10 points. Dang, he's good. Andrew walks up to retrieve the knife. Your turn. I'm going to aim for the nose, too. The knife hits the ear, scoring 7. What? Andrew aims carefully and throws his blade. The knife hits the skin, scoring 1. I hit the nose, scoring 10. He throws his blade. He scores 1. Hit an eye, scoring 5. 22 for you and 12 for me. Not bad. Looks like you win this one. I gained 100 copper. Here's your prize. Guess I ought to get in some practice. Okay, that was fun. Only way I'd do it is when I get a truck, I'll just get a camper shell and throw the bike in the back. That way, no need to stress about chains or rollers. Something very freeing about riding a bike. I miss it. I agree. I used to run. I used to, in fact, I ran a blog called Fat Guy Running. And I liked running. But I like riding a lot better. But here's the thing. I'm getting old and I don't have very good knees because I was overweight for so long. What I really should probably start thinking about doing is investing in an e-bike. Just to save my knees. Or a recumbent bike. That's what I've always wanted. Electronic safe electric air blower last weekend. Gave my PS5 a good... Oh, nice! Is it... Probably can't really notice if it's running better yet. Or just work them out more and strengthen them. I wish that it worked that way. I wish it did. But when you've been overweight as long as I have very, like, the cartilage in my knee is like ruined, basically. I do need bionic knees. Hafric?
Never seen such a bloodbath. Feels like we got half the town's survivors in here, just drinking to forget it.
The dwarf surveys the crowd, his expression sober despite the half-empty flagon by his hand. He shakes his head and looks to you, remembering himself.
But I hear you helped drive the ogres out.
I did!
Furry folk had it in you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And how would you know? I didn't see you fighting. Next time I'll let them torch your place. Yeah, okay.
You're welcome to warm yourself here. Got hot food and cozy beds. Though your cousin seems to have holed up in one of my rooms.
Wait, a cousin? I don't have a cousin here.
That's a relief. Can't see you having anything in common with a good-for-nothing layabout like that anyways.
He nods his approval at you.
Showed up a few days ago, sticks his nose out of the back room just long enough to empty his chamber pot.
Squints towards the hall as if daring the Orlin to show himself.
To no good, I tell ya. I'd like nothing more than to see him gone, but I don't want to ruckus over it.
I can talk to him.
Don't hurt him or anything. I just want him to leave peacefully. Given your history, I thought I'd be clear on that point.
Because I'm so violent.
Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
All right, we'll just say farewell for now. Speak to the Orlin and Gruss Rest. Who is this? This is a villager. That's another villager. Villager. None of these people have cool stories. This is stealing. We don't want to steal. Hate canned air, so expensive and so wasteful. So it's an electronic safe air blower.
Excuse me, was something you
I
needed?
have a little vacuum thing, but that's all I've got. Oh, I do have a tiny air compressor that attaches to my paint. My brain is dying. The thing with the you paint with. Why can't I think of what it's called now? Airbrush. It's an airbrush. I have an air compressor for my airbrush. Oh boy. I'm going to ruin None the Artist's night by eating a piece of this watermelon.
Something I can do for you? Halfrick's got me straightening the...
I can't. There's nothing to say to her. Yes, airbrush.
Not
Aleph.
to be rude, but I'm rather busy. Can't you get another room?
The Orlin turns and glances past you with a quick, nervous motion. His ears, shredded and scalloped at the edges, are pressed against his skull. This one hides something. His mind is a maze of fear. Haverick sent me to check on you. He thinks you're up to something. Haverick sent me to check on you. He dislikes Orlin, so of course he thinks you're up to something. Yeah.
What? Oh no. No.
He runs his claws through his hair and tugs at his long, ragged ears.
Is she there? Did you see her?
Ho!
Devala. That woman.
Oh no.
The slaver, she.
It probably doesn't. It's not really intended for that kind of thing.
I was a slave in Raid Ceres. I ran away, made it here. The mountains are usually the best place to lose slavers, but Duvall is one of the best.
I don't like slavers. The last slaver that came to me asking for help got his head cut off. Okay, that's terrible. There must be something we can do.
I just want to get out of here. I've scraped together enough money to reach New Haelmar. But the locals talk about a Raid Saren party camped west of town.
He worries at a ragged shirt sleeve.
It's got to be Devala. She's been after me since the foothills. I'll pay you if you can get rid of her. I don't care how.
Oh, I'll do it.
Thank you.
I don't have any qualms about going right into a slaver's camp and just, I don't know, murder hoboing everybody, I guess. Terrible. Terrible. It's a good thing I'm not monetized, because that would get me demonetized. Okay, let's go. Track down the slave hunter. Is there any place else in here we need to look? Head downstairs real quick. We have so much stuff to do in this DLC. Whoa. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons in the basement. Gambler, gambler, gambler. Talonsig. Well, you're the only one with a name, so you're the only one we have to talk to. The hero of the hour, he laughs. Halfric sent you down to check on us. We aren't causing any trouble, on my word. What are you playing? Dozens? Care to take your luck? I don't know. Each of us puts down 50 pans, 3 wins, and you take the 100. Could explain the rules if you like. What are the rules? Simple enough. Winner takes all. We roll 3 dice each. Get 3 4s, and that's the dozen. Beats all the other rolls. You roll anything else, that sums to 12. That's the towers. Second best. You roll any other triples, that's a godhammer. You get a pair, that's witnesses. 1, 2, and 3 is the saint, that's the lowest. Any other roll is talkers, doesn't amount to anything, so you roll the dice again. You get it? Let's go for it. What's the worst that happens? I just lose completely. Here we go. Coins on the table. Let's do it. Roll the dice. I get nothing. I got 6 whole points. Well, my godhammers beats his witnesses. The round is yours. Now he goes. Okay, I have to win 3 times, right? Combine gambling and D&D to make the most addictive game. Wasn't that the original point of Magic the Gathering? I don't know if anybody played Magic the Gathering long enough ago to remember that it was a gambling game. Top left has no UI, no character portraits, no dialogue, no tooltips, nothing. I wonder if game like UI designers are starting to take note of game streaming and are actively like thinking in their head about where somebody would put a camera when they were streaming the game. It would be smart, right? Your witnesses beats my witnesses. The round is yours. Okay. I got 5. He got 4. Oh, we're done. We won another 100 copper. Well, there's lots of stuff we could steal in the basement. You know, were I playing the Thievenly type? It just seems to me like it would be brilliant to just Leave one space. Leave a space in a corner for cameras for people who stream the game. You could probably even, if you were good and you do your own artwork, you could probably even make a frame for your camera to make it look like it was part of the game's UI. Text takes up the entire bottom. Yeah, so we don't want to cover any of that. Made a Pokemon Mafia ring in elementary school. If you lose, you lose all the cards you played. Holy cow. As somebody who worked in a school, we just shut that down real fast. Yeah, if top left is totally open, that's where we'll go. I could have gone top left in this game, right? Wouldn't have been any problem. I don't think there's ever been any UI components up here. It was shut down extremely quickly, but not before you got like 200 cards.
Into the wilderness?
I am. Oh, hello. Heard I might find you here. A stocky, red-faced man gives you a pleasant, if awkward, smile. Pleasure to meet you. I'm the captain of the militia around here. Nice to meet you. I wanted to catch you before you went running off into the wilds. See, there's a few dangerous folk you might be on the lookout for. Plus, if you're heading out to Longwatch Falls, I thought you could pick up a thermal pearl for me. He looks away and twists the toe of his boot into the snow. That's the thing. I already found it. I just need someone else to go get it. Saw it in the hot springs up near Longwatch Falls. Would have grabbed it myself, but that's when I looked around and saw the Lagothoth? Whatever. Must have been 50 of them. Sure. Alright. East of Stalwart got some nice views of the valley, but most folks avoid it these days. Plenty of wilder nearby. Alright. That's all I need to know. Stop by Thrith's place before you leave town. His is the house next to the mines. He's a veteran hunter who knows the wilds better than anyone. Okay, now we got to go to Thisric's place. Where's the... I don't know where the mine is. Here it is. Bet you can look up a border to make it look more fitting if you want. Someone... You're probably right. Someone has probably already done it.
Must be soon.
Thirsk. This dwarf is busy staring into the fire, slowly puffing away on his pipe. As you greet him, he's visibly startled and his pipe clatters to the floor.
Sorry. Didn't hear you come in. My ears aren't what they used to be.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. I get you. He stoops, wincing, to retrieve his pipe. When he rises again, he has a hand against his side. Just heard about someone else planning to stream Baldur's Gate 3 on launch? One of the ESO people. Like somebody who normally streams ESO gonna stream Baldur's Gate 3? Can't blame him. Gotta take a break from those games every once in a while.
Wasn't the ogres, I can tell you that. Put a few arrows in one of those and they generally have the good sense to back off. But I've been hunting this wolf for near a year now.
Oh, now we gotta hunt a wolf down too.
Cunning, nasty thing. Every time I get close, it just slips away. The beast has already claimed many lives. The first victim was my son, Saldren.
Don't hear many scheduled group runs. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's playing as a group is going to maybe make it more fun. That's my hope.
Got the better of me this last time. Distracted me long enough for one of its kin to turn up. Nearly bit me clean in half. I'm a few weeks out from trying again.
I can track the wolf
He's
for you.
gone. But I warn you, This beast is not to be trifled with. It must make its lair somewhere to the west. If you mean to go there, keep your wits about you.
I'll
Watch
do it.
yourself on the mountain. In these lean times, everything looks like prey to something.
All right, hunt down the wolf. We've got so many things to do now. Loading, loading, loading. Yeah. We'll see what we could do. Surely we can find a way to work around it. Let's take a look at what we've got going on. So many things. So many things. The Hunter's Favor is within the russet wood. And the russet wood is over here. He does not move until September. So he's got a little bit. Yes, talking about you. Or maybe it's the end of August, early September, something like that. All right, time to clear a map. We haven't cleared a map in a long time. This wolf lies in the snow, panting with exhaustion and pain. An arrow has pierced its foreleg, jutting gruesomely from the animal's flank. The wolf growls softly as you approach, tail between its leg. Oh. The wolf appears to have crossed a hunter's path. Is this not the wolf that he just told me he was trying to kill? A silver arrow juts from the wolf's right foreleg, embedded a short distance into the limb. Even so, you suspect that trying to remove the arrow without knowledge and care could provoke further injury. I don't have the resolve. I don't have a chanter. I'm going to do it anyway. The wolf goes still at first, but the moment you lay hands on its injured leg, it begins to thrash in panic. Yelping in pain, it snaps at your hand and then lunges toward you. Well, we tried. September 15th. Okay, so mid-September. What do we get? Primal Water. If it ever goes on sale. It might be a bit, because it's not even out yet. You can, although you might find that if you look it up soon, that if you buy it as a early access, it'll actually be less expensive than buying it when it comes out. For a while at least, until the price goes down. Ow! Lightning bolts!
Leave it to me.
Consider it left. If you buy it now, it'll be deluxe when it releases. Early access gets auto upgraded. Oh, that's cool. Updating your iPhone to iOS 17 beta. Ooh. Seeing anything cool? This cracked wooden staff is nearly buried beneath the frost and snow. To your senses, the gathered essence shines like a beacon. You reach out with your watcher's senses and feel this drifting soul surge forward as if eager to be heard. A feeling of fear and urgency ripples through you. Here, across the distance, spanned by time and identity, you know only that you are out of time. Did you... Oh, he's gonna talk.
Did you think to escape me by climbing a mountain? I would have tracked you across the sea, thief.
Please, Master, have mercy. I kept the grimoire hidden safely away, and I can take you to it.
The book is nothing. If you had studied a little longer, you might have learned that. But no apprentice of mine will steal from me and live.
Wait, no!
Oh, now we're gonna get to kill Ninigwath.
Found it!
A tattered map. This yellow piece of parchment shows a rough drawing of a cluster of trees, but little else. They could be anywhere in the White March. So it's a bunch of trees, 2 rivers, and a rock. Gently with the fingers, they're the best part. I don't want... A slow smile creeps across her face at your approach. The other men and women turn to look at you, their mouths filthy with blood and gobbets of flesh. Well, hello there, handsome. What brings you to this part of the Russet Wood? I'm looking for the ogre matron? Oh, how nice. She's staring at you intently now and doesn't appear to have heard your answer. I've never tasted Orlan flesh before. I wonder if boiling you first would get rid of all that fur. Roll your eyes. She and her friends rush at you. I'm just making enemies everywhere.
That's how it's done.
I've handled people like you before. You're nothings. Okay, maybe not.
Just say the word.
Everybody kill the beguiler before she beguiles everybody.
Death to our enemies! Time to bring out the bedrolls, I think.
Oh, are you tired? Well, that wasn't too bad. Exceptional morning star. Lots of junk to sell later.
Leave it to me.
You can now show 2 times. Show 2 times at once on your lock screen. Voice to text detection, better text prediction, user learning system where the phone tailors itself to what apps and features you use the most. That's cool. I don't use an iPhone, but it's cool. I'll have to try it on my iPad. My iPad that I literally only use 3 apps on. YouTube and 2 Bible study apps. Well, we found a cave. There's the ogre cannoneer.
Death to our enemies!
And there he goes. One dead cannoneer.
Yes?
Well, let's go ahead and get in the cave and see what happens there. And we'll come back out and explore the rest of this map.
I'm on it. There's one here who deals in visions, dreams.
Oh.
Feel her mind near mine.
Okay, the petrified skull is as cold and hard as stone. Wax tears dribble from the eye sockets.
You're mine!
Wow.
Let's see what lies this.
You're mine!
I have not been sneaking at all.
You... Run!
Oh boy. Now we're talking.
Dead on! Death to our enemies! You're mine!
Get over there quick before he reloads. Got him. Okay. Whew.
Must have cracked more skulls than I thought. Let's see what's in here. That'll do it.
We're stealing from these ogres because we're terrible people. There's a cannonball-shaped dent in the front of this shield.
Let's see what's in here. No time. That'll do it.
We got an exceptional blunderbuss.
Hey,
Yes? You talking to me? Why are you so tired, Smeech? Minor fatigue. We could probably rest. I just don't know if we need to. That leads back out where we came.
I'm on the trail.
Don't overcook it. Take out the Crag Ogre! I hope I wasn't supposed to come in here and, like, make peace with the Ogre Matron. Because that's not going to happen. Obviously, I've killed, like, all of her people. The inside of this minecart is caked with blackened grease that smells of burnt fat. A wide shaft snakes deep underground. The lip is surrounded by scattered refuse and half-gnawed carcasses, but wisps of light wink along the walls below. Yet the chute disappears into darkness, peering into the depths. All you can see are shattered bones and streaks of frozen sludge stuck in the ice. A rancid odor of rotted meat wafts from the chute. The ice that varnishes the chute feels slick and smooth. It won't offer any traction. The faint echoes from the depths suggest that it's a long ways down. However, you notice a thick stalagmite nearby. It looks sturdy enough to hold a rope and grappling hook. We'll come back to this. I'm going to finish exploring this floor before we go any further down. Okay, that's up. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe that's also down. Yeah, I don't know if I want to risk it. Let's go ahead. This does say to the lower caverns. That ice chute probably just comes out somewhere else down here. Maybe it would let us avoid a fight or something. I'm not being stealthy. I'm not using any kind of strategy at all. We're just walking through it.
I fight better after it.
Let's see what's in here.
No time. That'll do it.
What do we get? A spell ward amulet. Right? It's great D&D music. Borrow's copy of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Try that sometime this week. Nice. I hope you enjoy it. I still haven't played the last game. Or the first game. Or is that the first game? I don't remember which one's which.
You better.
Ooh, carve some gemstones. You've lost the hammer and chisel. But we gained some gemstones. Uh-oh. Something bad just happened. The world around you blurs and fades to black. When your vision returns, you find yourself in a small wooden hut. Its interior dimly lit by the embers in a nearby fire pit. You're wearing mail armor several sizes too large for you, and clutched in your hand is the ivory horn of some sea creature, one end sharpened to a point. What are we going to do, Garod? Your sister, Kaitha, maybe? I don't know, huddles near you, her wide eyes fixated on the hut's door, which has been barred shut. The door shudders and splinters beneath heavy blows coming from the other side. Enraged growling can be heard just beyond the door. All at once the world halts around you. The pounding stops. Wooden splinters from the door hang suspended in the air. Kaitha no longer trembles, no longer breathes, her eyes fixed in place like a doll's. The wisp of essence you had followed to this point in the memory has dwindled to little more than a faint trail. However, you find by concentrating on what might have happened next, you are able to sense whether it truly did. Unbar the door and fling it open wide. I don't really know. No sooner does your mind touch on the possibility than the world lurches back into motion. A large creature resembling a bear and taller than any man in your tribe stands just outside the door. Its coal black eyes widen slightly in confusion when it sees you. Stab the creature. You charge and plunge the horn deep into the creature's chest. It roars in agony and reels back, but quickly retaliates, swatting you across the hut with one massive paw. Kaitha dodges past the creature and escapes the hut. Each breath is agony, but you clutch the horn defiantly as the creature advances. The snarling of the creature and your own belabored breathing fades. Is this how it happened? It's been so long. Hard to remember. I had the vision when I picked up a horn, part of a helm, apparently. A helm. Yes, my helm. I remember it. But who was I? Why haven't I returned to the wheel? Maybe if you knew who you were, you would know whether it was time to move on. That helm is all that remains of my old life. If you have found some of me within one piece, perhaps my memories are scattered with the rest of it. Perhaps there is peace to be found in its reassembly. We'll look for it. We'll do what we can. We'll try to find Garod's helm. Stop getting high. There's gonna be ogre soup soon.
Death to our enemies! Time to bring out the bedrolls, I think.
Stop being such a whip, Smeech. When do I get a cannon of my own? Never now. Just take all the money and random gemstones. All right, None the Artist. Sleep well. Hopefully you'll wake up feeling better. Have a good night.
Death to our enemies! Let's see what's in here. No time.
Okay, that's the armory. It was a trap! It's still a trap! Yeah! That leads back upstairs to the upper cavern. Maybe a different area of upstairs. You melted 100 gold coins into a well-crafted and decorative blade. Would it be worth less than 100 gold or more? I would have to assume it'd be worth more.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
This fight is mine!
All right. Northern
Time to bring out the bedrolls, I think.
Northern lizard folk. Okay. I guess they're not cold-blooded.
I'm on the trail.
Fire fills my veins! You should have run! Dead on!
Yeah, if you're able to craft it.
Following your lead.
The real problem is, depending on who your DM is, not only do you have to be able to craft it, you then have to find a way to sell it. You know, most average commoners are not ever going to see 100 gold, let alone be willing to part with it to buy a gold sword.
I'm on it. My mind. You're mine!
We are moving. It feels like I'm moving so slow tonight. Did I already get that one? No. Okay, come on, get out of combat so I can loot things. Now that's probably more likely to be able to be sold. That's where we would have come down if we had come down the ice chute. We'd have ended there. I'm gonna run out of water fast. What time is it? It's only 10:15. I'm halfway through my water for the evening. Will the D&D government imprison me for destruction of legal currency? Yeah, it'd be really hard to know how that you had destroyed legal currency. The D&D government. Is it illegal? I don't even know. Oh, did we find the ogre matron?
Fish, sweat, sulfur.
Oh no. There we go. The ogre matron sniffs at the air, her nostrils as wide and dark as two pistol barrels. That's an interesting way to describe somebody's nose. Are you in a high magic kingdom? If so, what if the coins are enchanted to prevent counterfeiting? What if you try to change the coins into something else, melt them down, and you find out the coins are actually baby mimics? The bear form druid sect. That part I did not hear about. That's hilarious. Wait, maybe I did see something about it, but I thought it was a joke.
You approach the flames that whisper clan with the stink of stalwart heavy upon you. You fill our halls with dreams of battle and bloodshed.
Mostly bloodshed. I'm here about Durgan's battery. Came to talk about. I'm just trying to protect the village.
What right have cowards and agitators to protection? The villagers
My phone went
camps and
dee-doo.
spoil our hunts. They pick us off only to retreat behind their walls.
It was my wife.
Like a crack in the ice, they spread deeper into our lands with each waning moon. But we'll answer them blow for blow.
She punctuates her words by ramming one meaty fist into the other. The villagers seek the White Forge. They're not after
Come
you.
with weapons in hand, and mark their passage with the blood of my kind.
Wiry black hairs bristle along her arms and neck.
And their strength fails, so they send you to carve a path through the fallen keep.
A shiver runs through her thick flesh. Durgan's battery unsettles you?
Of course it does.
Oh, her hot breath hisses between bared teeth. The other ogres growl and glare at you. Her mind boils with fear.
It's the diseased carcass of a ruined civilization.
Oh.
Festers with restless spirits. and
I'm going to go clean it out.
I see.
Apparently it's uncomfortably graphic. Really? That's druid shape-shifted sex scenes in a video game. Never thought I'd live to see it.
Dreams. Hailstones falling like cannonballs from the ramparts. A frozen gale screeching through the tower door.
Oh, I know what those are like. Her nails plow trenches through her ropey hair and raise a spot of crimson from her scalp. Finally, her growls subside and her breathing slows. She looks back at you with bloodshot eyes.
My dreams drove me to found this clan. Now my dreams tell me that Stalwart's ambition will destroy us.
I don't. Perhaps Stalwart means to drive you out with the weapons of Durgan's battery? Then I'll have to end this now. Stalwart wants Durgan's battery for trade.
Dreams cannot lie.
Oh, really?
And now you'll tell me why you're here.
I heard another adventuring company. Members of the Leaden Key crossed your path. I'm looking for anything they might have found.
The Night Winds whispered this name to me. They found us, clubs and cannons ready. As for what we found on them...
She sighs. Heavy plumes gust from her nostrils.
You may go in peace, but you will give up on Durgan's battery for good.
Oh, no. Well, so much for that. Red Dead 2 as competition. An elf-like character and a druid character flirting completely naked. Some dialogue options. Later, the druid transforms. Oh, man. I wonder if that's already in the game or if that's something that will disappear before we ever get to playing it. I didn't really come here to kill all the ogres, but I guess it's going to happen.
This fight is mine.
Honestly, would not have minded at all if they had just wanted me to clear out the keep.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Find the previous expedition's goods.
Must have cracked more skulls than I thought.
Leaden Key Expedition Journal. This leather-bound journal is embossed with the image of a key. Most of the pages are filled with brown rust stains or writing too small to read, but you're able to decipher a passage near the end of the journal. Couldn't detect how the front door opens even after she pried the iron tile from the relief. The more I consider it, the surer I am that old Valian was right. We'll have to dispose of him, but we can't afford to act until we've destroyed the White Forge. Even his meager knowledge was a revelation to us. And if he's right, we've got to hope that the Cantek he speaks of was written down somewhere. We've decided to strike camp and search the area for books, records, something. Anything's better than sitting in the middle of this blizzard. We also got the battery relief tile. Okay. Shaped like an anvil. A pearl and opal. Okay. Oh, and the scrying chamber key.
That'll do it.
Ooh. Scroll of Valor. We don't know what that does. Scroll of Missile Barrage. Belt of Bountiful Healing. And then Archer's Gloves. Ring Finger added. The quest expires in 3 days. Reward 25% experience. Nidden's Finger. 500 to 1,000 copper. Nidden was a Glenfathan murderer who was notorious for both his brutality and his ability to avoid capture by the tribe's best hunters. When he was finally captured and put to death, his body was buried in a secret place near Cleobon Relag. Rao had given the unusual recommendation in the hopes that the... I'm not saying any of these words correctly. I wish that I knew how to say them. Assign. Let's assign you. Assigned. Get to work, Aloth. Gonna continue the campaign with the time-stopping... well, that's kind of up to you guys, honestly. we may actually continue that campaign as 2 campaigns. All right, I'll have to talk to the boy. See when he's going to be available. Because he told me last time he has to have like 3 weeks notice. It's a bear! This bear is a named bear, so you would expect him to be very strong.
Time to bring out the bedrolls, I think.
Okay, did we get anything cool here? A journal page. Day 4, took down another stag today. Still not enough hides to make this trip worth it. Day 6, blizzard coming. Staying put until it passes. Day 9, close call with a pair of ogres. Lucky they didn't see us. Day 11, tracking a large bear that Nurin spotted from the ridge. Might even be Greyjaw. My grandfather told stories about him. Wouldn't that be something if we were the ones to finally kill him? Day 12, it's definitely Greyjaw. We're dangerously close to the ogre cavern. But we've got Greyjaw trapped, and his hide is too valuable to pass up. The 3 of us should be able to handle 1 bear. Aw, sad. The 3 of them were not able to handle 1 bear. Came full circle with bears. Minpuigra!
Step to our enemy!
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Oh, really? My mind feels dull as wax. Here's another cave. How many caves are there going to be? This cave is much smaller. Oh! Oh! The wolf is not a wolf. Druid wolf, standing tall amongst the wolves inhabiting the cavern. This creature turns... I should have known that when the arrow was silver. This creature turns to face you as you venture forward. Scores of wounds and scars riddle its hide, and one dull eye stares out blankly from its skull. It growls a threat as you approach, one echoed by its fellows. At the creature's feet lie 2 villagers, one heavily wounded. The other holds an arm across his stomach, and he looks up at you with pleading in his eyes.
Please help us!
Oh, wait, that's a good way to get killed before the fight even starts. As the beast turns its head toward the hunter, you sense a strange aura emanating from it. It is as if its hide were hiding in a tempest of soul essence, fierce and all-consuming. Reach out for the soul. It takes little effort before the beast's soul threatens to overwhelm you with its intensity. Wrath and hunger buffet you on all sides until you reach through the storm to find a smaller, dimmer pulse of light and are swept headlong into a memory. The chill bites into your cheeks, and your lungs burn a little from the run. You look down at the little wooden carving in your hand and run your thumb along the edge of the carved bear's spine. The totem has already brought you luck. You found 2 rabbits in as many snares, and that's a rare enough feat these days. You're certain now that this was a gift from Galawain, that you were meant to find it on the lonely shrine and take it.
Soldier.
Your father's voice snaps you out of your reflections, and you rush forward to rejoin him beside the campfire. You brandish the hairs and catch a glimpse of a rare smile under his graying beard. But the smile disappears almost immediately as a shadow falls over you both. You feel the rush of wind a moment before the log comes crashing down and roll out of the way just in time. You hear your father cry in pain somewhere nearby. Both the hairs and the totem slip from your grasp. You can feel power surging within you. Your heart thunders in your chest, but instinct pulls your senses into order, and you feel the familiar stretch of limbs, the sudden dizzying shift in height, But something is wrong. Your senses are fading rather than growing stronger. There's a howling in your head like a screaming chorus, and everything in you shrieks for you to bite, to tear, to eat. The memory slips from you, and when you come back to yourself, the beast is shaking its head as if to clear an itch, clawing at its ears. Soldrin. The creature snaps and snarls, evidently uncomprehending. It edges towards the nearest hunter, even as it watches you balefully with its single eye. Nope. The beast turns from its wounded prey to face you, lunging forward with claws outstretched. I would have liked to have saved the beast, Soldrin, but I couldn't let him kill the hunters.
You know, I fight better after a nap.
Bless you, we'll make our own way back to the... Okay. Well, we saved the villagers. We also got Kurok's brand, a unique wand. Combusting wounds, minor spellbind fireball. Well, we're getting a lot done here, at least. We've already got a couple of quests finished that we can turn in. We haven't even finished exploring the map.
Careful, Ichimok. It's slippery.
A pale elf. A group of elves stands in a scattered ring around an ogre, but they do not appear to be engaged in battle. The ogre is bound with rope, and one of the elves tugs harshly on the line tied around the ogre's neck. Vamril, this is pointless, beast. You won't get anywhere being stubborn. The ogre only snorts angrily and pulls back on the rope. Two other elves prod him somewhat timidly with their poleaxes. The ogre does not budge. Imagine clearing the whole DLC in one night. It might be possible when you out-level it this much. Probably not, though. It's 10:30. We're halfway through the stream now. So, it'll probably take 2 nights to do it. Hey, Vamril. One of the elves has turned to look at you, motioning at the man occupied with the ogre. The elves return to look at you. Why can't I read? The elves turn to look at you, hands falling to their weapons. Vamril gives a final sharp yank on the rope before he turns as well. What are you doing to the ogre? This creature will accompany us to Westrand. We've had some trouble on the road, but having an ogre along should put an end to it. I purchased him from some slave hunters not far from here, looking to recoup their expenses, I expect. Not sure he's worth quite so much coin. Let him go. You aim a solid punch at the elf's face, but the blow only sends her stumbling a few steps backward. We're under attack! As they heft their weapons, the bound ogre takes advantage of the commotion and hauls backward, tearing the rope free of his captor's hands. With a triumphant roar, the ogre pulls apart the bindings on his arms. Stop that ogre, but don't damage my property, and bring me that fool's head! Wait, oh, so I have to kill the ogre too? I was trying to free the ogre. Oh, I did not intend to kill the... I wanted to free the ogre. I didn't want the ogre to have to stay a slave, but evidently that's not the way things work. The illusion of choice is not a very grand illusion in this game. The shrine does not appear to be frequented very often. There are traces of old candle wax line the edges of the stone. Under a dusting of frost, you note a rectangular section of the altar surface that seems to be cleaner than the rest, as if something once rested here. You feel a tingle run up your arm as you set your fingers to the altar. In the instants after, you find the wind seems to die down, the sounds of the wilderness growing muted to your hearing. Then you hear a sudden low growl, quickly joined by more. A vision strikes you like a sudden memory, though it is unbound by time or place. Within a sea of darkness, you see a great beast, formless save for its gleaming fangs. It growls and snaps with increasing desperation and savagery, and for a moment, you feel its rage as your own, a possessive fury that tears at you. Something has been taken, your territory threatened, and the price for it will be blood. So now we know, like, that's the shrine that he took the thing from. That is the reason the wolf came after him, I guess. And turned him into a crazy werewolf guy. I'm really confused as to what happened. I couldn't target them once they turned into smoke. A deer! We're almost... This was a big map. The cutest cat. All right, take him out. Oh, look at this. Everybody leveled up. Okay, so Smeech doesn't have enough points to raise mechanics again. So we're going to just save them. Let's take... Ooh, what is takedown? Instruct the ranger's animal companion to rush a target, knocking it prone. Bah. Hunter's Mark. Master's Call. Call the ranger's animal companion to her side, causing the companion to move back to the ranger at increased speed. I just don't think it's worth it. Once per rest, you can just revive your companion. I'm thinking I'm going with Hunter's Mark. All right, put another point into athletics. Take the hit. Fighter refuses to be vanquished. After being knocked out, the fighter stands back up with a portion of his or her endurance healed. Temporary bonus. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. Let's take that. Okay, you're going to take something else. What are we going to take? Stuns the enemy on critical hits. Let's take that. That'll be nice. You can't take lore. Seven men onto the deck they went. Increases deflection. So there's a burning effect on ally weapons. I like that. Let's take it. Affle Ail Ifilat Smith Fear. Sure. We're gonna want to add that to his song. Okay, she can't take another point in stealth. We could take a point in either athletics or survival. How about athletics? Save the rest of the points. She's got a level 6 power now. Disintegration. Burns away the ethereal sinew that holds together the mind, body, and soul of the target enemy, causing it to rapidly take raw damage. Targets that have their endurance reduced to 0 disintegrate into non-existence. Wow. Destroys an enemy's memory with calculated accuracy, leaving them dazed and confused before rapidly jumping to up to 5 other enemies. That's also nice. But disintegration sounds too far. Oh, we get them both. Never mind. One more. Our healer. Can't take a point in lore. We're just going to hang on to it. And a level 2 spell. Creates a long-lasting circle of healing, regenerating ally endurance. Good enough. Spot a tuft of fur caught in the shrub. You recognize the scent of the wolf. We've already killed the wolf. Yeah, I believe that is what it's saying. I can just basically write somebody out of existence. Essentially, I'm unmaking them.
Don't see many on these roads.
There's Defala.
Hunters, woodcutters, or smugglers.
You're the slaver who's after Aleph.
Here I was thinking we'd found the last pleasant company on the road. I'm after him, all right.
Her hand drops to her gun.
He's going to answer for his crimes in Raid Ceres, and one way or another, you're going to stay out of my way.
Wait, what crimes?
Didn't tell you that part, did he? First off, he chose his indentureship. Had to make up for some bad luck at cards, I hear.
Bad luck at cards?
More importantly, he murdered his master's son. 13-year-old.
Oh, he also killed somebody. Maybe. Did he? But he belongs in prison.
Sees it differently. Shame we couldn't do business.
No, not really. Hold on. Oh, she doesn't have enough points to cast that. How much does it take? It takes 60 focus. Oh, she's got 60. Here we go. Let's disintegrate somebody. Go disintegrate this marksman. Is she gonna do it? Where is she? Hold up, these people are in the way. There, now. Go disintegrate this marksman. Ah! Oh, somebody shot him.
You know, I fight better after a nap.
I wanted to see him actually disintegrate, and somebody shot him before he could. I wish I could steal the horse. Basically, yes. Basically, I know Balefire now, except it doesn't write them out of history. It just unravels their existence.
That's how it's done.
Yes?
Hey,
Just say the word.
Come on, I want to see them die. Go, go. Yes, disintegrated.
Just say the word. Not a problem.
We're about to clear the map.
Wonder what this
Ooh,
is.
what do we find? A scroll of revival, potion of major regeneration, some meat, and camping supplies. You guys remember when I was really worried about having enough camping supplies at the beginning of the game? Now we're just hanging on to 24 of them. Okay, let's head back out. Imagine how terrifying it would be to live in a world like this. You have no clue what... Right? And everyone in this world is evil. It would be terrifying. It would be. We've already seen into so many people's souls, and every single one of them is terrible. Or has a terrible story. All right, let's go back to Stalwart Village. We've got things we can do. We can turn in here now. Lots of things to turn in here now. I'm hoping that we can get through the entire first DLC before the end of the week. So we've got, what, an hour and 10 minutes left tonight, and then 3 hours tomorrow.
This elder of yours, he may have returned a drunk or an invalid.
All right, so we want the hunter. That was here. Garad's Chorus. What? Find the other pieces of Garad's helm. I've located one part of Garad's helm so far. The other parts are somewhere in the region. One of the parts of Garad's helm is somewhere in Stalwart Village. I should ask around about it. Those are just unnamed hunters. I wonder who has a piece of Garad's helm.
Watch yourself on the mountain. In these lean times, I see. Is it done? Is he dead?
You didn't tell me I'd have to kill a druid. I did not, and I'm sorry for it. I feared you might balk at the task if you knew what Soldrin had once been.
You have to understand. To think my son capable of what he did, that was not Soldrin. The beast devoured my boy. And so, you did the right thing.
I'm sorry I couldn't get through to him. He was long gone. If there was any way to get through to him, I would have found it by now.
Difficult as it must have been, you did what you had to. The people of Stalwart are that much safer for it. You've brought me what peace the gods will allow me. This served me well in my younger days, and I hope that it will do the same for you.
Cloak of the Frozen Hunt. Let's see.
Coming to your elders for
let's see.
What can I do for you?
And a good thing you did. Hot spring north of the road are crawling with Lugafeth. I'm surprised Teldor found himself out there. The thing to know about Lugafeth is they're fast, tolerant to cold too, so try another angle of attack. Something seems to occur to him. He pats his pocket, clenching his pipe between his teeth. These will come in handy. Use them if you get into trouble. He hands you a few sealed bottles. The old hunter looks you up and down, puffing on his pipe. You've gained 2 potions of mirrored image. But if I'm being honest, you may not even need them. You handled those ogres well enough, and you look like you could hold your own against these Lugafeth too. So it doesn't look like he can tell me anything about the helmet. So what else do we have to turn in? Oh, we need to go to the inn. I've got to have words with a little Orlin.
Line's here.
Come on. While we're here, let's grab ourselves a room.
Back to warm your hands, eh?
I'd like a room.
Baragon's clan gone. I've made a few improvements. You'll rest easier, I'm sure.
All right. We want an awesome room. The Golden Whale. Now we've got some nice bonuses going on.
Any progress with Devala?
She said you agreed to your indenture and that you killed a boy in your escape.
I thought you were going to get rid of Devala, not sell me out to her. What she said is true. I had a gambling problem when I was younger. I've paid 7 years of my life for it. I won't pay any more. As for the boy, I didn't want to hurt him, but he saw me as I was sneaking out of the stockade.
His shoulders go limp and his gaze distant as at the memory. He shakes his
I
head.
wish it had gone differently, but I'd do it again. Anything to keep from getting sent back to that place.
He looks at you again, backing away. Oh, here we go. You'll do penance in the prison at Cadnua. I've already killed her, though. Aleph hunches like a cornered animal, baring his teeth in a grimace. His eyes dart around the dingy room and back to you. Finally, he straightens and sighs.
It's not a yoke around my neck. And I suppose it's better than dying in this frozen crater of a town.
He musters the last of his dignity and prepares for the long march to Cadnua. That quest is complete. We lost a lot to bandits.
Got rid of that little fella, eh? Take this with my thanks. Didn't need his trouble around here. Anyway, what brings you back?
We're up to 33,000. We still have our 8 people, right? 6. Does this say 6? Man, I thought I'd hired 8, but evidently I only got 6. Okay, let's get a gold-packed knight and a cleric. Now we're at 8 again. Oh, I should have asked him. No. That villager won't know anything. How about the bard? There was a bard. There's a cook.
You find anything? Hate to think of those slimy...
Oh, nope, the bard won't talk to me. That's okay. Well, here we go. A good haul. Travel up the mountain towards Sturgen's battery. So that's find Fira stuff. Discover the importance of the disturbing dream. Help raise an army at Cadnua. Find Gabranos or the tablet. Okay, so we're done with the quest parts. Oh, tasks. Here's what I was looking for. But we haven't done any of those. Okay. All right. Well, I suppose we've done what we can here. Although we
figured you'd be out of here in a flash after the fighting. I would have helped fight them monsters off, you know. If I didn't think
we still have to figure out who knows where to find the second piece of the helmet.
Everything turned out well enough, didn't it? Don't see why Havrick's still sour at me. Oh, Havrick's the innkeeper over at the Grave's Rest. I may have been hiding in the inn when the fighting started. The raid didn't improve his disposition any. Did you know he has a whole case of Fenlin liquor in there?
No, I did not.
I keep offering to buy it off him, but he says he's saving it up for when the battery's open again.
Oh, that's awesome.
As if we're gonna last that long. Anyhow, he said he'd thrash me up and down the mountain if I didn't leave him be.
It seems reasonable to want to save it for a special occasion.
It's delusional is what it is. Hey, look, maybe, not that you have the face for it or anything, but
my charisma's not that high. From saving the town to swiping liquor, there's progress for you.
Havrick keeps all the good stock in the inn cellar, out of sight, you see. I mean, it's bound to be under lock and key, but I'm sure he wouldn't miss a single bottle. Not with everything that's going on.
I'm not gonna rob the innkeeper.
All right, keep it down. It didn't mean anything.
Okay, let's take off. Time to get out of here. Moving on with the Recluse of White March. Find Galvino's hut. Galvino? Where is your hut, Galvino? Both the central HUD and the combat HUD log can be minimized. I had seen that before. We discovered the minimizing thing last time. I had seen that before, but it never told me how to do it, so I never figured it out. Find the hot springs near Longwatch Falls. This map as big as the last one? Yep, basically.
That's how it's done.
Leonardo's lesser-known brother, Galvino da Vinci.
You're mine. Settle.
He did all the real work. Leonardo just got all the credit.
You're mine. Can't move. Just say the word.
This tower looks like it was carved from the stone of the cliff. The entrance is collapsed and sealed with ice, but you imagine that it commands an impressive view of the valley below.
Leave it to me.
There's a cave over here? Oh, it's down there. And there's a lot of little frozen oozes here.
You're mine.
Okay, how do I get to the cave entrance? Tin hat. Okay, we got greater ice splites now.
That's how it's done. You should have run.
Man, we're just finding all kinds of stuff. Brazier looks large enough to have held a signal fire once. You know, for when Gondor calls for aid.
Dead on.
Wait, why is he... There we go. And then she is she up there attacking stuff? No, she's using her crossbow. That's not what we want to have her use. That's better.
You better run.
Although she wasn't doing too bad with the crossbow.
Not a problem.
Oh, we are going to be fighting a lot of those guys to get to this pearl.
Death to our enemies.
That was a very large group of, whatever these things are. They look like Sahagin to me. You know, the ultra rare mountain Sahagin. Whoa, that thing was moving fast. Here comes some more. Oh, they've got a mage.
Death to our enemies. Death to our enemies.
Yeah, this would have been a hard fight, I imagine, if you were at the right level. Like, if you didn't way out level the content. Because they just keep coming. We did lose one of the pets. Gathering all the stuff. You know, in case we decide we need money again later. Where is the pearl? There's a book. What does it say? Iga Gadier's journal? Most of the few remaining pages are ruined with mud, but you can make out an entry near the end of the journal. Volksdog woke up this morning and saw my toes had turned blue. Spent the last of my fuel warming them up, but it only took me an hour to start the campfire this time. How far I've come! I passed a village yesterday and thought about stopping. A warm bed and a proper meal would have been a treat after almost a week in these mountains. But I don't want to lose track of my soul twin, not when I'm so close. I dreamed of the cave behind the waterfall last night. I think that's where I'll find him. I'm not sure what else it could mean, but I'd better. The next page is missing, and the rest are unreadable. Okay, the pearl. That's what I'm here for. I found the hot springs. Now I have to search them for thermal pearls. You peer into the pool. The water is perfectly clear, but you don't see anything of note.
Ready, Watcher.
Just say the word. Not a problem.
Okay, so that one was that the only one I could look at? Maybe I could look at this one. Here we go. You brush the cloak of steam away from this pool. You think you see, but no. It's just a bubble rolling up from the depths. This pool is empty. Wait, that's all the pools. It won't let me look at these. Oh, here's one. Okay, you see a rounded iridescent resting on the bottom. Take it. You reach in, your flesh tingling in the warm water, and pull the sphere out. It's heavier than it looked, and its smooth, pearlescent surface shines as you turn it. You stick it in your pack. There we go. Feel someone nudge the small of your back. You turn around. No one's standing there, but you feel it again. Something is moving in your pack. Oh, no! No! It's a baby! The pearl was a baby! You open your pack, and hear a soft burbling sound. As you rummage through your belongings, something slick brushes your hand. It's a baby Logotheth. It watches you with benign curiosity, eggshell fragments still stuck to its body. You're the first person it saw. It's gonna think you're its papa now. That little four-armed fish baby is your son. I couldn't be happier for you. You've lost a pearlescent orb. You've gained a baby Logotheth. Where is the baby? That's the cloak. Here it is. It's a pet. Baby Logotheth has to take the place of the cat. The cat goes into the inventory. Now we've got a baby. We've got a baby. Congratulations to us. Right? Meet is a dad now.
You should have.
Following your lead.
Oh, this is more of a mommy. Maybe.
Can do.
Squig, welcome back. Speech had a baby. We've got another cave to clear. This is not a cave. This is a lair. Shh. Quiet. It's oh boy. Alpine dragon. The dragon turns its head to look at you. Its red eyes are clouded like dirty ice, and its sides heave with labored breaths. Frosty plumes jet between its teeth.
Leave.
Oh,
now.
Okay. The only sound the dragon makes is a hoarse growl, but you hear it as clearly as if it were spoken language. The beast bares its teeth. You look ill.
I can still peel the flesh from your bones.
Pretty sure gumdrop goblins reproduce asexually by being hit with something heavy that causes them to split into hundreds of smaller gumdrops. That is exactly how it happens. I've seen it. It can happen slower. You know, if you like hit one with a sword and cut it in half, it just turns into two of them.
Careful. I killed the last wanderer I found in these parts.
Delson, good evening. How's it going? What's the problem exactly?
Consider it indigestion. And consider yourself lucky I've eaten.
This is a cool looking dragon. Way cooler than the last dragon we fought. A belch rumbles up from the dragon's throat and reverberates. Oh, I have two choices. I can leave or attack. I don't want to leave. I don't really want to kill the dragon.
You again. Oh.
You again. Oh, a video on Instagram. Instagerm. Oop. Misclicked. Go to the site. Oh, that's the video. That's the video of the making of other speeches. For the first time in a while, I'm doing pretty well. That is awesome to hear. That makes me happy.
I could still kill you for this annoyance.
He just... he's making me not want to kill him. I wonder if there's some... Maybe I'm going to leave for a little bit and come back later. He's sick. I don't want to fight a sickly dragon. I love fighting dragons. It's one of my favorite things to do. But if he's sick, it feels wrong. I thought I found a helpful beginner's guide for Baldur's Gate 3 launch, but he only put out 3 tips. That's horrible. Right? You gotta... Everybody knows if you're gonna make a list, you have to do at least 5. Otherwise, it's not even a list.
Brave Dalfilathili.
You better run! You better run!
I gotta start doing a better job of getting my people to go to play... What is going on? Oh, there's a whole battle going on over here that I didn't even notice.
You better run!
Anyway, I gotta do a better job of getting people to where they can fight. My ranged people keep stopping and getting in the way of some of my melee people, which I could probably solve a little bit by adjusting how people are standing, like moving him here. Let's move you people up. There we go. New formation. The ruling itself doesn't cause them to break into smaller gumdrop goblins, but depending on how much momentum they have gathered, they might split into gumdrop babies as they collide with things. Positioning is going to be huge in Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, the rolling itself. Okay. Wait a minute. That's a sword. Behind a frigid curtain of water is an alcove, its walls flecked with ice. In the middle, you see a rough stone pedestal, also glazed with ice from the falls. A cruciform hilt and a tapered blade protrude from the pedestal. Judging from the size of the hilt and the apparent length of the blade, you infer that it is an estoc. Move in to pull the weapon from the stone? Examine the area first. The alcove and the stone pedestal are little more than dilapidated ruins. Ice pries cracks in the stone and coats the slick floor. The estoc, what little of it you can see, appears to be in better condition. It seems odd that anyone would leave it here. However, as you get close, you hear what sounds like the screams and shouts of tormented souls. That sounds like the sword for me! Tell Adir to grab the weapon and pull it out. Tell Sagani to grab the weapon and pull it out. Adir's got the best strength, but I want to grab it and pull it out myself because I can do soul stuff. You cross under the falls, gasping as the water douses you. Your breaths echo in the small chamber. As you approach the pedestal, you see the reflection of falling water running along the blade. You grip the hilt, and you fail. The hate, fear, and violence of a dozen mad, gibbering voices fills your mind. You shudder through a wave of mental pain, struggling to hold the voices back. Grunts and cries of agony ring through the tiny space. You're in for it now. You maintain a tight grip on the sword, your arm shaking with effort. Eventually, you regain a measure of focus despite the clamoring voices. Yet just as your breathing steadies and the cacophony subsides, something pulls your arms forward. It suddenly feels as if you're holding a heavy and painful burden. You could probably pull the estoc free, but it will be taxing without careful effort. Brace against the pedestal and pull the estoc out. You climb on top of the pedestal and adopt a wide stance for better leverage. After working the estoc, you're able to pull it free without too much difficulty. Yet when you try to release the estoc, it remains stuck in your hand. You feel something within the weapon grasping at your soul and binding to it. When you look at the blade, you see new writing glowing from the metal. The Gray Sleeper. Soulbound. It's a soulbound weapon. Hit one hard enough with a baseball bat, a few will pop off on that impact, and it will pop into dozens when it hits the wall. What if you just hit it with a tennis racket? They would just sploot right through it, and you would end up having a whole bunch of little baby ones. Bound to Smeech. Oh, that stinks. Bound to Smeech. Smeech won't even use it. Damage 19 to 27. Pierce damage cannot be unequipped. Bind this item to unlock the next level. So, wait a minute. That sucks. That sucks a lot. No, I didn't. I should have quick saved, but I didn't think to. I didn't know that this was even a thing in this game. Like, we played a lot of this game at this point, and finding a weapon suddenly that you just can't even unequip. I don't know. You know what? There should, however, be an autosave. From when I left the cave. That was not very far ago. I don't even know who's going to be able to use the S-Dock. Which of my people uses an S-Dock? I know Adir is probably the best. Just change souls. Yeah, that'll do it. We have the technology.
Can do.
I don't know, because it's the first time we've seen something like this. Evidently, it can be leveled up. It's so much easier when I pay attention to my positioning. Oh yeah, redo my marching order. Thank you. I don't remember exactly how I had it, but that's good enough. Okay, this time we will quick save. On the one hand, it can never be stolen. On the other hand, is the sword. You know, in the D&D game that I was running with you, one of the characters has a sword that until our last game was cursed. And if he drew it, he could not resheath it until it had drawn blood. Apparently the sword can be unequipped, but it's a long quest, so whoever you choose will be stuck with it for a while. Classic cursed weapon. Okay. I'm gonna have Adir do it. Well, you know who else? Kana actually uses an S-Dock now, I think. He's got a gun and an S-Dock. So I'm gonna have Kana do it. Because Adir is my tank. So there we go. Now it should be soulbound to Kana. Just carry a raw steak. That'd be easier. Just like a normal katana. It does look like a good weapon, and it can be leveled up. Bind this item to unlock the next... Oh, wait. Maybe it is already leveled up. Decipher the first verse of the poem. This S-Dock has a smooth, sturdy blade that tapers to a needle-sharp point. The groans of a dozen tortured souls ring from the metal, binding the weapon to the hand of the wielder for so long as the curse persists. A few verses are etched along the blade. 'Tis a traitor's fate to sleep and never rest, whilst knowledge of his deed stays lodged within his breast. But earnest penance heals the sorrowful man, and worthy actions stay the executioner's hand. A new verse appeared when the blade was drawn from its pedestal. It reads, "Seek the whirling agent made of copper, Adra stone. Awaken first your essence, so that you may atone."
Following your lead.
Okay, so he does have to use it. He can't even switch weapons that are equipped. He has to use just that weapon now. what was its? It had paralysis on it. I missed that part. 5 damage resistance bypassed. Yes. Pierce damage 19 to 8, 28. Not too bad. Slow. 10% chance to cast paralyze on hit or critical hit.
Can do.
All right, now there's a little camp down here. We're going to go see what's going on there. And then we're done with this map, it looks like. Where's my baby? There it is. It's just underneath somebody. I can't quite get these things to feel comfortable tonight.
Let's see what's in here.
3 lockpicks. Ah, no! That hurt.
I think it may be time to strike up camp.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
All right. I guess we're going to Durgan's Battery next. Which one? Find the Lugafeth and Farah's artifacts. Oh. Yeah, the baby. That would be a fun curse. That's going to... Somebody's going to... Oh, the stags just suddenly turned on me. Somebody's going to end up with that curse soon enough in a game that I run. I mean, it would be worse. It would be worse if every time you draw the Miser's Folly, you urinate a 5 gold emerald. Oh, it's Matt Delson. We are on it. Great minds. Great minds. I'm gold with a copper ingots. Oh my goodness. It would, seems like it would take some time. A curse that just turns you into a baby.
Get to our enemies!
A baby that poops ingots. Oh man, these are some great cursed items.
The stench, even worse when dead.
Behind us.
Bring him.
You should have run.
I just walked right up to him.
You better run.
A baby that poops diamonds, making your party choose whether to remove it or keep you it. It's just for the diamonds. Oh man, that is a perfect curse. I played with many groups where I'm pretty sure what choice they would make.
I cannot keep up this pace.
3 guesses. 3 guesses.
Your thoughts must flow deeply indeed.
Who in the chat would keep the baby? Or who in regular chat? I don't know if he's here tonight. But I can almost guarantee you that Topher would keep the baby. So many would just keep you as a baby. Oh boy. A keen Vorpal weapon, but every time you draw blood with it, you get explosive flatulence so powerful it causes disadvantage on saving throws for all creatures with a sense of smell in a 20-foot radius. It's just a fart sword. Wonderful. The curse was inside you the whole time. Oh. You know what? The curse was the friends we made along the way.
Crave thou filat fili.
Oh, I never put the fire spell into this song. Wait, we just find another.
Crave thou filat.
Oh, there it is. I was like, why can't I find this monster that we're supposed to be fighting? Come on, there. Okay,
Follow
you.
your lead.
I need to edit your words because we got the Afathu Smith Fear. We want that to be in the song also. Hold on. I really don't want it to be at the end. Okay, so at this one, this is the one that gives them a fortitude and will bonus. I still want that to be first. Then I want this. Then I want my true shot aura. And then you can start, like, damaging people. We're just gonna cast the longest chant ever. You just keep chanting for 1,000,000 years. The problem is, the more things that you chant, the longer it takes to get back around. So really, it's not worth putting this much stuff in. But we're gonna do it just for fun. How explosive are we talking? Oh boy. Oh, an explosive flatulence curse. I assume so explosive that your gate spell gets dispelled, so world-bending. World-bending is the force of your flatulence. Your gate spell gets dispelled. It definitely would require people to make concentration checks if they're holding on to spells. Well, we made it up to the top.
That'll do it.
Crave thou filat fili.
Whoa, what? What just... Someone said something and I wasn't sure what it was. But it sounded like they were really, really hurt. Why was Kana taking that much damage?
Keep up this pace.
Oh, you're exhausted, that's why. He's exhausted from pulling the sword out. I forgot about that.
Let's see what's in here. No time.
I think creatures with keen senses like wolves and such automatically die. They have to prep for horrible smells.
As promised.
Boiling spray trap. What do we get? Spell tongue. Accurate. Time siphon. Consulot's corrosive siphon. You take this. Everything else can go in here. 11 to 16 damage reduction. What we're gonna do is go here and here. Yes, look at that. She is the coolest looking character in the game so far, in my opinion. Ring of Unshackling. Rapier of Biting Truths. While attuned to the rapier, the Vicious Mockery spell does an additional 1d4 damage, but the wielder has disadvantage on all charisma-based skill attacks, or skill checks. I mean, that's kind of cool. They never see it coming. Pocket sands, bear traps, lantern. Lantern? Whoever thought to use the lantern? Bag full of marbles.
Wonder what this is.
Somebody's got something in their boot. It's a topaz.
That'll do it.
A crack deep enough to rival Margren's heated depths.
Oh, there was a... I can't get to that from up here. We'll have to go back around.
Poison. I think it may be time.
Rapier of Truth's great name, reflective of how unpopular Clarity really is. No media outlet has ever touched this blade. Tournament champion sword grants advantage on attack rolls, but only does 1 point of damage. That actually sounds really familiar. That weapon, I think, appears in a lot of video games. In video games, it would come with the caveat that's like, grants you advantage on attack rolls, but only does 1 point of damage until you have used it 256 times, and then it becomes an amazing weapon. That's great. That would be great. That's a great use for that. Uh-oh. We're seeing ghosts now. They should definitely put a cursed object into Baldur's Gate 3.
That caravan must have had a half-ton of steel. Coinmaster Zoltan's finally getting his way.
For now, the other commandants will have his head.
Only if they don't tear each other to pieces first. I heard Maroon and Exandru.
Shh. Last thing I want is to get on Maroon's bad side.
Fine, just say the words then. I'm getting hoarse.
Oh, there are words. Words that let you in. You don't want to kill your opponent in a combat tournament? What's the way? Ah, okay. Smart. They have negatives but wouldn't call them cursed.
Tall dwarf who needed a door this big.
They had one really tall dwarf. Okay. Though the wind and ice have pried long, jagged cracks in the walls, the door feels as solid and as cold as a glacier. Gilded panels are arranged in columns along the doors. Though most depict scenes from daily life, dwarves chiseling at tunnel walls, hauling mine carts, or feasting at long tables. One pane at eye level catches your attention. It's a relief showing a crenellated wall, and above it an indentation in the shape of an anvil. I have the anvil tile, but we don't know the words. Peering closer, you notice that the anvil-shaped impression is strangely dull and smooth, as if it hasn't been exposed to the elements for long. Judging by the depth of the impression, you suspect that it's a socket for a tile or relief of some kind. Furthermore, you see well-worn grooves alongside the anvil socket. Okay, we lost that. But we don't know the words. We need that. We need to find the guy. They told us to go talk to a guy, but I don't know where his house is. Cursed bowl of the cereals. Underage wielders get yucky tasting cereal from it, even if it looks like it should be good. Like Lucky Charms. Wait, Lucky Charms are great. I mean, it's no frosted shredded wheat, but I mean, and nothing's ever going to compete with Fruity Pebbles. I wish I could have Fruity Pebbles. I miss Fruity Pebbles.
Crave thou philosophy. We'll fare better if we get some sleep.
Raisin Bran. I actually like Raisin Bran quite a lot. Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you're saying then. We can go back down here and click on this rock now. Well, I thought I could. Yeah, we can. It's just going to take a bit. Help! Somebody help me! Whoa, what? Help, please, I'm down here. Standing on a narrow outcropping far below the edge of the chasm, a villager waves his arms frantically. Let's use... I think Adir's might is the highest. Sagani has a solid grasp of knots and steps forward to secure the line with a sturdy hook. You've lost rope and grappling hook. The trap man presses himself against the chasm wall. Please hurry, the ice is starting to crack. Looking down, Adir can see another smaller ledge further up along the side of the chasm. It is close enough to jump to, but it may not be able to support much weight. Oh! I should have put it around. I'm smaller than him. Let's see what happens. Ooh, it holds. Okay. On the ledge, Adir has a moment to survey the surroundings. The trapped villager is almost directly below his frightened face, turned up to watch Adir's progress. Adir takes a moment to look around. Several sections of the wall below appear to be comprised of sheets of ice, like windows set into the side of the chasm. The thin ice is pocked through with air bubbles, and moving too quickly across the surface could cause it to shatter. Anxious, the villager calls out, "Please help me." Rappel down? Continue the descent? Adir takes firm hold, gives it a few tugs to ensure it's still holding fast, and leaps away from the ledge. Adir is making good distance, only to end up swinging boots first to what appear to be a sheet of ice. Adir's feet crash through. The villager yelps in pain as he's buffeted by debris. As Adir struggles to free the hold, the freezing gusts tug at his clothing. Press on. Unfazed by the freezing winds, Adir continues the descent. At last, Adir comes to within arm's reach of the trapped villager and extends his hands toward him. Adir grabs hold of the man and hoists him up. The villager wraps his arms tightly around his rescuer. Sections of the outcropping begin to crumble away into the darkness below. Passenger in tow, Adir begins the ascent. With every upward movement, the man on Adir's back cries out in pain. Adir feels his grip loosening. Oh, man. I don't know what to do. Whew. Okay, so the Twisted Eye, a sphere that folds into itself with impossible geometry. It can only be attuned by an Old One warlock who must replace one of their own eyes with it. Acts as a +3 warlock spell focus, but comes with a terrible cost. Man, it's like, isn't there an eye that is like that? The eye of something? I don't know. Eye of Grumpsh or something. Miner's helmet that only illuminates if the head isn't attached to your neck. Eesh. Lowers max HP by 20 as it draws on their life force to power itself. It also gives disadvantage on wisdom saves against fear or madness effects. Finally, every long rest, it has a 50% chance to grant the user true sight or fill them with hallucinations. They don't know which. I'm wishing that I had saved before I did this. Adir picks up the pace, making swift progress. At last, Adir reaches the top and climbs back over to the side to safety. Whew! We got the villager out. Oh, thank you. I've been down there for so long, I thought I was done for. Heading back to town. Watch your step out there. You gain 300 copper. All that to get 300 copper. Just got a ticket to Flavor Town. Won't you take me to Flavor Town? I know that's not how the song goes. You don't have to call me out for it. Terragare. Hello there. Always good to see more kith on the road. You can relax for the time being. Ingot here will let me know if any ogres come upon us. Ought to be heading down the mountain soon, but I've still got some supplies if you need anything. Do you know a man by the name of Galvino? I think everyone knows Galvino. He has a cabin a little ways north of here. You'll want to follow the road that way, then head into the trees. Don't go too far north, though. Got bandits crawling all over the road into the pass. Well, we'll take care of those. Eye of Vecna is also a curse. Eye of Grumpsh might be. So is the Eye of Odin. I don't know I didn't know the Eye of Odin was a cursed item. I have heard of that. Have I heard of the Eye of Vecna? I always think of the Hand of Vecna, but I don't know about the Eye of Vecna. Sure thing. Have a look. We've got lots of stuff that we probably don't need, but we're gonna get them anyway because I just want to sing. We get Tundra clothing. Will you buy some junk? I'm carrying around about 500,000 guns. And staves. Man, I'm carrying more daggers than I would know what to do with. There we go. That's a lot of stuff. We made almost nothing off of it. Eyes are bad, don't use. I have to be careful going down these roads. Things like this lead me to start world building. Uh-oh. Don't use the body parts of gods as tools. As a general rule, I try not to use the body parts of anything as a tool. I mean, except maybe if I was hungry and needed to eat it. You know, like if it was a cow or something like that, I would use its body part for sustenance. I have Odin might not be cursed, but if you attach it to your head, eat the book or whatever it was, and stick the Phoenix Shield into your chest and become the worst written bad guy on Gargoyles. No, don't do that. You definitely don't want to be the worst written bad guy on Gargoyles.
Wonder what this is.
The road continues climbing for a short distance before turning sharply down into the pass beyond. But I can't go that way, evidently. Cowbone makes a good club. Evidently, a donkey's jawbone makes a good club, too. Are you psychic or something tonight? You are. You just hadn't noticed until just now. What is this? Primal Rock. You think the Swords of Sargus need a curse? The Recluse of the White March.
I've got something over here.
There's a trap! We weren't even sneaking. You're not supposed to be able to detect traps unless you're sneaking.
Which is not very quiet.
Is he here? Am I robbing him blind? Possibly. Sparrow heads.
As promised.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I don't know what curses we put on them. The map depicts the peaks of the mountain with markers denoting altitude. Wait, you can change the portraits of your main character and adventurers through the current portrait on their character sheet? How did I not know this?
What?
Oh, look at this. There's a whole bunch of stuff I've never used before. I don't know how to change his picture. That's not in here. It keeps telling me to do things that I can't figure out how to do. Oh well, I don't really care.
You can trust me.
Depends on what you put in the 4th edition rule. Blue Sargus, sad for no reason.
I've got something over here.
A Blues Sargus.
I think it may be time to strike up camp.
It doesn't make you sad. It just makes you sing. It's the Blues Sargus, it's not Blue Sargus. Everybody gets that wrong.
Death to our enemies! Settle! Wonder what this is.
We got a door. Unstable constructs. Oh, they have no heads. The Earth Sword might be something like +2 nat, but you can't use Slough. So if we had Conquestian skills. Come on! Die, Iron Construct! Like, comment, and subscribe. Yes. So if you made it to the end of the night, if you're watching this after the end, or even if you want to do it right now, go to the comments section. Add a cursed item. Add a cursed item to our D&D cursed item list that we are currently compiling, and I might use it in a D&D game at some time in the future. Now, where did I didn't read that. Subject roster? Some smuggler, murderer, nice hair. Okay. Idiot who tried to knife me. Under the list is a note in a different hand. Diverus Devil, just give me numbers. Okay. Come back for yes, do. All right. I'm going to go ahead and save right here. And that will bring us to the end of the night. We're going to try to get through the rest of the DLC tomorrow evening, so that hopefully we can start off next week in the second DLC. And then I'm still going to try to push to finish the game before the end of next week. So that's going to be the goal. We're going to try to finish this game at the end of next week. That said, there's a really good chance we will be rolling spinning the wheel to find out what the next game's going to be on like Wednesday-ish. So if you have points that you want to spend by Wednesday, go ahead and get them in, because your points can change the fate of what our next game will be. It's fast. I mean we're 3 hours a night, and tonight's night 15, so that's 45 hours, right? That's a pretty decent game. Gunship and Nightclub both have new singles this week. I don't think I've heard of Nightclub. Gunship I've listened to. All right. I'm taking off. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me this evening. I hope you're still enjoying this playthrough of Pillars of Eternity. I'll see you tomorrow night. Until next time, stay sharp. Be excellent to each other.